and almost like in some ways a deepening and going where I probably just on my own I had left off and maybe in ways could have went deeper myself, but the yoga is getting me deeper into the a whole nother expanded religious experience.
The program has been, it's had a makeup like the makeup it has now almost every time we've delivered it, and I think this is the 8th or the 9th time that I've delivered it. And the makeup is about half of the people have an intention to be certified so that they can use it in some way, and about half of the people have no intention of teaching yoga. And everyone in their own right is in the healing field, in their own right. Whether they are a math teacher and they're working with screaming, runny-nosed kids, or they are a social worker, or they're a nurse, or I've had a lot of social workers come through the program over the course of each program, or they're someone who works in the service field. Like we've had several staff members from Veterans Affairs come through the teacher training. It's for people who are called to an understanding of holistic healing that they can use in whatever they're doing, and that they can use for themselves personally. And I'd imagine, I don't know if this is your experience, but I'd imagine that yoga, the world of yoga, which is ancient, it's vast. I mean, we're however many weeks into the training we're in, so we've gotten however much Sanskrit language under our belt, but Sanskrit is an entire language and a dead language, language that's not in use anymore aside from prayer. But I'd imagine that this wide world of yoga is maybe filling in some of what massage may not that it misses, but that it just doesn't cover in terms of this thing called your mind. That thing that is running around in our heads all day, every day, that goes largely unquestioned, which is it's one of the biggest things I think about yoga is I'm like, yes, thank you. And it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to whatever degree it makes sense. You've got to get yourself past the Sanskrit language. You've got to get yourself into the ideas. But then once you do, there's all this richness that can come out of it, I think. So are you experiencing, I'm really asking this question, are you experiencing that it's opening up new spaces for you to understand, we could say your mind, but you could just say a human mind in general?
If there's more than 100%, yes. Yes. And it's interesting because it's also almost showing me where I can recognize like the difference of my thoughts that are mine, or the ones that are just almost like someone else talking to me. And then kind of in the different, like learning the difference between them, you kind of can learn your motivation for doing things. And then is this motivation, because not every motivation is something you maybe should act upon. It's not a helpful motivation. It can be something that can hinder you in the long run. And so it is definitely helping me with that. And in a lot of ways too, because to me at this point, everything how can I use that for massage? Everything. Yeah. And in yoga, both the physical, when I'm looking at like the different it's just showing, as much as I think I know about the body, there's so much more there's so much I don't know and still just only have little inklings on. And so seeing the different patterns, and I always say like the puzzle pieces, the way things fit together, but then also with the mind and the chatter and recognizing where I let that hold me back from giving the best massage I can as well.
Sure.
And how much of it is mental and not physical. Definitely highlighting that and helping to deepen, I guess, the experience even for both of us as well.
Wow. What else should we
Like I just
talk
don't
about?
even know if I answered your question
No,
or
it
just
was
went
great.
off
What you
into
said was
another.
great. Thank you.
I feel like I do that a lot, but you'll ask one thing and I'll go in another direction.
No, it's good.
What else can we say? What else can we plug? Yoga teacher training.
Let's see.
You can't talk about ceremony.
I can't talk about somebody else, but there's so much with yoga teacher training though, because I
There's
swear
more we
it's
could
like,
talk about.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's helping me in all aspects of my life right now, and it's perfect. It's helping me with
There you go.
family
Start
life.
there.
It's helping
That's
me.
good.
Okay. What difference is the yoga teacher training making? There's more I could say about it too. What? So you're in the 200-hour yoga teacher training right now. What difference is the yoga teacher training making?
I'm finding that it's making a difference in multiple aspects of my life and in ways I was not necessarily anticipating. I mentioned it's helping and changing, and in some ways making the massage part exciting because it's making certain aspects of it new. But almost in some ways, for me, even more importantly than that, is just in personal life. Just, I have a teenager, and teenagers are so fun. They're a challenge that I thought I was prepared for, but I'm realizing not. And as I'm trying to help mold and guide her, I'm finding so much of what I'm asking of her I struggle with. And she's asking me like, well, how, and help me. And I'm like, but I don't even know. Until starting yoga teacher training, where it's a system that's almost guiding. I don't know if to call it a system, but it feels like a system that is helping to guide and teach me how to, I don't even know if control the chatter is the right word, but at least recognize it and learn how to redirect my thoughts, because I still am not controlling the chatter in any way, shape, or form. And then working, how is teaching me how to work on certain disciplines in such a unique way that so simple, but I just would not have thought of it on my own, and have been trying to do like what I'm trying to tell my daughter, just do it. And I also am not just doing it. So it's helping me to be a better mom, because now it's teaching me how to teach her, and and really I'm teaching her by showing her, because it's teaching me so that she can watch me and learn, which is also expanding into the rest of my family. And then I can see, as long as I keep going and keep following this path, I can just see an endless possibility of where it can expand to and who it can expand to. And so it's amazing.
Thank you. There are so many things in what you said, let me actually pick one and go into it from one. Yoga is it's a system. Yes, yoga is a whole. It's a whole person system, and a whole person is constituted by a lot of different. There's a lot to a whole person. You know, there's our body, there's our mind, there's this thing, our breath. You know, and our breath is not neither our body nor our mind, but seems to have some relationship to our body and our mind. And it's our breath, but it's not really ours because we're taking the air in and then we're sending it back out. It's like how we meet the world, but then there's our energy, our emotions, and you pointed to when you're sharing about the states that people get into when they're being massaged. There are non-ordinary states of consciousness like bliss, which, you know, if you've ever fully experienced a state of being in bliss, it's not an ordinary state of consciousness. I wish it were more ordinary.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. And all these different parts of us, they have channels of movement, they have relationships with the other parts of us. You know, our respiratory system has a relationship with the endocrine system. There's everything has all these relationships, and yoga is a system that's designed to support you in working with all of it. And when you say that the chatter, you know, it's not having the chatter stop, but it's altering the person who's interacting with the chatter. It's altering how the chatter is interacted with, is related to. It's altering the control panel. It's like, you know, the control panel for all of it. And people really move into more of the space of the witness to when we're going through an intensive training like this, because you are practicing meditation every day, and you are practicing breath work every day, and you are practicing posture work every day, and you are inquiring into what's happening in this human experience that you're having every day. So it starts to open up how you might navigate different situations in your life differently. And our program is a distinct program. It is philosophy forward, and programs don't have to be philosophy forward. People will choose, you know, when they're building a yoga teacher training, they'll choose the parts of the philosophy that they want to push into the foreground. You've got to cover the yamas and niyamas and ethics. You know, you've got to do that, but you get to say a lot of what else you're going to do. And our program is like all the philosophy. No, all the philosophy, all the sacred texts, all the foundational teachings that these great rishis and seers 4,000 years ago were sitting around a campfire just studying in their own experience, and then starting to share with each other, and then starting to share with others, and then eventually writing down. So, you know, our program it's for that deep human exploration, you know, searching, seeing, questioning, which is why that's what I think makes it so powerful. And I'm a little bit biased.
I agree. I'm like, yes. That explains it.
It's also why it isn't for everybody, because, you know, some people really do want to teach fantastic like exercise regimen, and you won't get that here. You'll get how to guide a class for sure, but we love the personal transformation that's possible through it.
I agree with you. That's the way I look at it too. Is the philosophy part of it that is the real yoga. The exercise, physical part of it is an aspect and a tool in it used to help you with the philosophy part.
Yes.
And just like anything, if you get a strong foundation, which is the philosophy, then you can build an out of this world fantastic physical practice
Yes.
with it. But you
Yes.
need that true, deep understanding of the philosophy first, which is what I appreciate about this particular yoga teacher training. Why I know I chose the right one.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.